Hey guys, Denver Riddle here. You're gonna be able to take this and get that and do it all without using LUTs with my easy, no muss, no fuss method. This incredible strategy gets the popular teal and orange look in less than 30 seconds. So we're gonna dive into one of the most popular looks that you see, the teal orange or orange teal look. You see this in hundreds of big Hollywood films, and films like Joker, Jurassic Park Fallen Kingdom, Mad Max Fury Road. This look is amazing because it uses a powerful color contrast of contrasting skin tones, which are, come on, our focus against a teal background. And it's kind of like a bottled up sunset, which visually is very pleasing. Now, there's a lot of tutorials and LUTs that promise to do the same thing with just one click. The problem with those other tutorials is that there's too many steps involved, making it overwhelming. And LUTs are very limited because they aren't gonna work on every shot and they're not gonna get you the best results. But I'm gonna show you the exact two-step process I use to create the look, and this will work in Adobe Premiere, DaVinci Resolve, and Final Cut Pro 10. And if you like it, you can save the look as a preset that you can then modify and use on future projects. So let's do this. We'll start first in DaVinci Resolve. Now, the footage we see here is captured as log, or in other words, it's really flat looking. So I'm gonna assume you've already done your base correction to first give it good exposure, contrast, and white balance. If you have other shots, you'll also want to have done shot matching first before moving on to creating our look. So I've done this already, and now we're looking to group the clips so that they'll all share the same look. I'll call this
the teal and orange look.
In our first node, I'll use the qualifier to isolate the skin as well as other tones that are close to skin tones on the color spectrum. I'm then gonna invert the selection so we're now isolating everything else but the skin, and then with the master color wheel, I'll push teal into the entire tonal range. Now we've accomplished the first part of adding teal, and of course we can play around with it some more, making it more bluish or more green. We can even crank up the saturation or bring it back down. It's up to you as to what looks best for your footage, but this isn't something a LUT will do for you. So you can get it just right, okay? Now for the skin, we already have that natural orange look, so there isn't anything else we need to do for them. But what about the shadows not looking clean? We're seeing a lot of blue in them. In that case, I'd like to create a new node, and going to the Lumiverse Sat curve, we can isolate just the shadows and pull down on the point to remove the saturation or the blue from the shadows. Now they're clean. Let's take a look at the before and after. We did it in only 2 steps. Now let's see how easy this is in Premiere Pro. We have a totally different edit here with a base correction already applied. To apply the same look to a group of clips, we'll create an adjustment layer and position it over the edit. Now going to the Lumetri color panel, we'll use the qualifier to isolate the skin tones and other colors in the image, and then invert the selection. Now with the master color wheel, we'll push teal into the image. Boom, first step done. Next, we'll add another instance of Lumetri, and we'll clean up the shadows with the Lumiverse Sat curve. Now, just for extra measure, we can tweak the saturation in the skin tones. For instance, I feel like the skin tones are a little too saturated for my taste, so with the hue versus sat curve, we can reduce the color in them. Let's take a look at the before and after. That's easy enough, right? How hard is that? Can you do it? Okay, so for Final Cut Pro 10, I'm gonna create a compound clip of this edit, essentially combining them into one so that the same look gets applied to the whole edit, just like we did in the other applications. We'll add a color wheels effect and use the color mask to isolate just the skin tones. We'll then change the selection to outside the mask so we can affect everything but the skin, and use the master color wheel to push teal into the image. Then we'll add the hue saturation curves effect and clean up our shadows again with the Lumiverse Sat curve. And this time, for good measure, I'll push the skin tones a little toward red with the hue versus hue curve. Let's take a look at the before and after. Boom, baby chicken lady. Using this same strategy, you can knock it out of the park using only 2 steps, and you can then save it as a preset or a power grade depending on the application you're in. And you'll get much better results and more powerful customization than using a LUT. So if doing things on your own and having greater control and understanding of the image, if that's something that you're into and you want to take it further, then I want to extend an invite to our free 1-hour online color grading workshop where we dive into the fundamentals and discover the kind of tips and tricks you don't normally see on YouTube. And we'll have a special offer for our Color Grading Academy at the end for those who want to work with us further. Now, if that doesn't sound like you and you're a content creator who doesn't want to specialize in color, but still want to get the same professional looking results, then we have a special plugin that bypasses the traditional 20-year-old controls with on-screen color grading, Lightroom style controls, false color mode for getting the perfect exposure, real-time previews of LUTs. Hey, I didn't say to not use them, but at least with this, it's much easier and faster to find the right look. And we support the X-Rite color checker chart for doing automatic color corrections. You'll see a link for Cinema Grade in the description below, and we offer a free 7-day trial. So check out these solutions for all your color grading needs. If we can help you to get the look of your films to stand out and land bigger projects, well, we want to do that and want to see you set your films apart. For more grading videos like these, click the subscribe button and then the bell to get notified of our next one. I'll see you in the next video. Let's make the grade.